Mr. Todd! Oh, he's out. Good. Now he won't know I was late nor where I've been.
So, Tobias, my lad, you couldn't resist the pie shop, could you?
How'd you ken that?
I has me ways. Hark ye, Tobias. The only thing I can excuse in the way of delay upon an errand is for you to get one of Mrs. Lovett's pies. That I can look over. Delicious, aren't they?
Aye, sir. They are. But look here. Some gentleman's left his walking stick.
Give it here.
Aye, sir.
Lesson the first to Tobias, which makes him to make no remarks what does not concern him. You may think what you like, but you shall say only what I like. Not just to me, mind, but to anybody, especially to any jolter-headed young women you happen to mess with.
Christ, you just banged a tooth right out of my mouth.
What did I just tell you about your talking?
No, 'twas a bad tooth, giving me all sorts of pain. I didn't need it anyway. I got plenty more.
You're now my apprentice, Tobias. You're indentured to me, and you have of me board, washing and lodging. If I was to turn you out, you'd have nowhere to go and be the prey to every ruffian on the street. You wouldn't survive a second. So listen to me, Tobias, and treasure up every word I say.
Aye, sir.
I'll cut your throat from ear to ear if you repeat one word of what passes in this shop, or dare to make any supposition, or draw any conclusion from anything you may see or hear, or fancy you see or hear. You understand me?
Aye, sir. I won't say nothing.
Swear it.
So help me.
Say, may I be ground up into one of Mrs. Lovett's pies if I as much as say a word? Say it.
May I be ground up into one of Mrs. Lovett's pies if I as much as say a word?
Oh, very good. Very good indeed. I'm satisfied.
It is indeed a feeble light that reaches us from the starry sky. But what would human thought have achieved if we could not see the stars? Jean Perrin. Consider for a moment development from the egg's perspective. What a job lies ahead of all those cell divisions and movements, and of making tissue layers, segments, and body parts. We have seen that development proceeds in logical steps, but where are the instructions for each step? How is it that wide stripes are made before narrow ones, or some bones positioned before others? Or how is it that some bones are long and thin and others short and fat? How do the toolkit genes know where to act and when to shape the development of form? Where are the operating instructions for the toolkit? To answer these questions, I'm going to do two dangerous things. First, I'm going to call upon cosmology for an analogy. This is risky because I know very little about the study of the universe, but I have learned that there is a handy analogy between the makeup of the universe and the structure of the genome. And second, I am then going to mix this analogy with another. I will justify committing this writing misdemeanor on the grounds that this chapter presents some of the most challenging, yet also the most revealing and conceptually important information in this book. Bear with me. For most of its history, astronomy has been about what could be seen in the sky, first with the naked eye, and then with ever more powerful telescopes. But while much of what can be seen is always becoming better understood, the formation of stars, the structure of galaxies, and the collapse of suns, cosmologists have only recently confronted the prospect that only a small fraction of the matter in the universe is visible, emitting light or radio waves. The behavior of some visible objects, such as galaxies, is affected by more abundant, invisible dark matter and dark energy.